BronkRadio.com. It's the RTVS Live, where every second of the day an artist is live.
B.O.B.
11 minutes after 1 o'clock. I am the heavyweight Ray Thomas, as she's attempting to wave while I switch the camera over to myself. Me and Malcolm, y'all. Yes, indeed. Rewind. Okay, so when you hear that music, you know what time it is. It is time for the doctor to be in the building. Yes. Dr. Patrice J. Carter is in the building. It's in your face and in your ear. You know, yesterday I was talking about the upcoming show, today's show, and I was like flipping the label of the show.
Really?
Yeah, I had a old man moment. I couldn't remember which one went first. Yes, it was an old man moment.
In your face and in your ear and in your face?
Yeah, I was like, that's not right. I said, I should know that. What's going on?
Who were you, what were
Somebody
you
help me.
Who were you talking to?
No, I was pre-teasing the show that it was coming out.
A pre-tease.
Yeah, pre-tease. No, I was actually in the studio last night working on some stuff in the production suite, so I was live.
Okay.
And I was actually doing a little production workshop to show folks how I go ahead and work out commercials and things like that. But
nice.
I was attempting to get the audio in the production suite just like we have it in the on-air studio. So finally accomplished that last night. But I was teasing this week's upcoming program.
Nice.
So we talked about Reggie. And at the time, Reggie, I couldn't remember your last name. So I was like, it's Reggie Isaac. I can't tell you his last name, but, you know, I'll remember it. I'm like, man. Yeah, I'm like, man. So, all right. So welcome to the program.
Welcome.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah? How was your weekend?
My weekend was awesome. My weekend was crazy. So let's see. Yeah, so we did a soft launch for Hour Being Me and Dalton Carter. Shout out to my
Your boo.
To my honey bun. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
We launched Hollywood Java, which is a pop-up mobile coffee. I call it a boutique, but coffee experience. And we've been 3 years in the planning, but we had the opportunity to set up at the Sustainable Sandhills Clean Energy Summit, and it was so exciting. We were very well received in the community. And so look to see Hollywood Java at events. We pop up at events, but also we set it up so that as we are freelancing on film sets and television sets, because one of our businesses is Carter Multimedia, where we do television, film production, documentary, and docuseries. And so we decided that we wanted to add an income stream to that and provide Crafty, because if you've ever been on a film set or a television set, they have what's called Crafty, and that is food and drink. Okay. So we want to be able to be part of those Crafty vendors that set up on production TV and film sets. Yeah. And so we're going to actually just go around and be mobile. All right. And so this weekend was our first event. Okay. Yeah. Congratulations. Thank you so much. I was excited. And then I had the opportunity to speak, which was such a blessing, at the National HIV Women and Girls HIV and AIDS event at Seabrook Auditorium, and I was there with Stephanie Tough Love Brown, who's also a show host here, segment host here on Bronco I Radio. Shout out to you. And Tiffany Upchurch Rivera, who's also known as B. Renee. But shout outs to Lenora Washington and Phyllis McLemore, more of the HIV and AIDS Task Force at the Cumberland County Health Department. It was such a blessing to be in Golden Bull territory and to be able to minister and speak with those young girls. So we did that. And then I wrapped the weekend up by celebrating my apostle, Carolyn Hicks, with Deliverance Jesus is Coming Victory Center on her 20th plus year anniversary and pastoral appreciation. So it was a busy weekend.
Pretty busy.
Sleepy.
That was the weekend, and you lost an hour.
Exactly. When Dalton sent me this Tony Baker comedy video. I don't know if you guys watch Tony Baker. He's on Instagram. He is side splitting.
Anita's cousin, Tony?
I don't know.
Oh,
Melva's baby boy. But he is so hilarious, and so he has this video that says, "Don't let Monday stress you out." And there's this old man going up the elevator, and he falls backwards with his briefcase, and he just rides the escalator up on his back with his briefcase.
Wow.
So that's kind of how I feel today.
Really?
But I'm excited. Didn't want to let my listeners down and my awesome guests here and you. So, yeah, I propped myself up.
Yeah, definitely a positive weekend, though.
It was a great weekend, yeah. And I'm glad you say that, because sometimes we can let fatigue and all that cause to have a bad attitude.
Right.
And so yesterday when we wrapped, we didn't have any groceries. Like, we had no food. We couldn't even put two things together to make a meal.
Wow.
So I had to leave church, and Dalton picked me up and drove me around to get groceries. And as I was walking in Publix, I said, God, help me to have a better attitude, because I'm just really exhausted. And as I was walking down aisle 8, this lady rolls up to me in one of those mobile carts that you ride around when you aren't strong enough to walk the grocery store.
Right.
And I wanted to pray for her. I wanted to lay hands on her, but I said, well, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to pray. And she pulled directly up to me and she said, aren't you that motivational speaker? And I said, yes.
I'm praying for you.
I said, I am. I said, now it's funny that you came up to me because I wanted to pray for you because she was young. And I just feel like young people don't belong in mobile vehicles. Nobody should, but especially someone young should be vibrant, up walking. I said, I wanted to pray for you. And, you know, God just gave me the opportunity. I said, but I just want to share with you that I literally prayed walking in here that I would have a good attitude because I'm tired and was feeling irritable. And if I'd had a bad attitude, that might not have gone the same.
Okay.
You know, you just never know who you're going to run into.
She might have jumped up out of that cart,
Hello, and slapped me with her bag of French fries. slap, slap, slap.
Don't let this cart fool you.
Or it could have just given me a bad reputation because, like, well, she's not like that. You know, who I met is not who is on the show or who I saw on the stage or the pulpit. So you just never know who you're going to run into.
That's true. Yeah. That's definitely true. Yeah, I always tell our students that you know, the image that you create for yourself, whether it be on the radio or television, you need to be consistent with that.
Yeah, I want
my
life
stop
to
faking
reflect,
the funk.
That's true. I want my life here to reflect my life at home and church, etc. So yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So yeah.
I guess we need to find out how Reggie Isaac's weekend was because he's over there feeling.
Reginald Allen.
Reggie Isaac.
No.
Reggie Isaac Reginald?
No, people used to joke with me. I'm the man with three first names.
Three first names.
Three first names. Three first names, so no one can remember. Yeah. But my weekend was great. I didn't do much. You know, I went out and of course I ate. You know, my wife and I, my wife Angela.
Hi, Angie, my first cousin. Love her.
Did you notice how he had to drop Angela's name? Yeah. Go on, Reg. Hold on, let me give you a kudo dig right there.
I've been married 28 years.
That's right.
I've been married 28 years. So that's all I keep.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's right, exactly. So we had a great weekend, and awesome. I didn't do a lot. And I was telling Dr. Carter earlier that how I had procrastinated, had some work I needed to do, and I just kind of procrastinated, did nothing. You know, watched a little basketball, was demotivated by watching a little basketball.
Okay.
Then the tournament selection come out, so I'm motivated again to watch some more basketball. So now we'll see.
Cool.
So who are you a fan of?
The NC State Wolfpack.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, because it's a Wolfie. Is
I'm a Wolfpack.
Wolfpack.
Yeah. Let me know how that works out for you, though.
I'm a Bronco, so let him get the Wolfie symbol back up.
That's right. Go Pack. Go Pack.
Go Pack. Okay.
So it's not a Wolfie, it's a pack.
This is you called it a
Wolfie. One word, not two words.
Okay.
Wolfpack. One word.
You called it Wolfie. Really?
Oh, Wolfie.
That's so wrong.
That's what happens when you go to an HBCU. Just kidding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you know the Wolfies.
Just kidding. Okay. You know, Broncos, we kick wolves. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah.
But Reggie, so I want to just, before we get into this, so I just want you guys to recognize that first and foremost, welcome Isaac Reginald Allen, who is our resident CFP. That's the Certified Financial Planner with Stalwart Financial Planning. Super excited to have you back today in the house. So he is going to come on quarterly and just give us great tips, great advice. But I'm loving the new look. So loving the new look. So guys, I want you to just look at him. He just looks so handsome.
Go ahead.
Since I dropped the tie or the bow tie.
I love the bow tie, but I love the hair with the look. With the bow tie, the collar.
Going on.
Yeah, he's doing it. Angie, you better watch your... No, just kidding. Just kidding. But you look so handsome and just urban and professional and just, I love it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, so welcome.
I need that encouragement today.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. So not only does he come with great advice, he just looks the part as well. So welcome back. So today I'm excited about our topic, which is huge and near and dear to my heart as a small business owner, and that is retirement planning for small businesses. Right?
Exactly.
So let's get into it. It's really, we have a lot of things happening right now in politics and in the stock market that are affecting small businesses, both negatively and positively. So today we want to talk about the importance of, as a small business owner, recognizing that you actually can plan for retirement. And so one of Reggie's taglines, his motto is robust advice for the ifs of life. So if you want to retire and not work in your business for the rest of your life, you have to begin to get some great advice, which he offers, that will help you begin to put a plan in place that allows you to retire and to maintain your best standard of living. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things we were talking about with the economy, everybody's saying, hey, the economy's going well. But, you know, you want to be able to participate in that. And one of the big things out there, I think, especially with small business entrepreneurs, that maybe they aren't able to participate as much as they would like. And, with the tax cuts and everything, I think our President Trump gets out there and says, hey, the economy's booming, your 401k is making a difference. But there's a lot of people who don't have 401ks. And in fact, small business owners, the majority of them do not have 401ks. And it's kind of an expensive thing. So I went and kind of had some stats that I was able to look up. And people who are a single employer, a 401k or some kind of retirement plan is only 3.4%.
Wow.
Have some type of retirement plan.
That's in the entire U.S.
In the U.S.
Wow.
If you have 2 to 9 employees, only 7.3 have some type of retirement plan out there. And if you have 10 to 24 workers, you get up to 20%. And I think that's really a travesty, because you can go out there, and if you want to have a 401k, I'm working with some clients later this week that we're going to start a solo 401k. So they're a business owner of one, and they're going to start a 401k. There's also lots of other retirement plans out there. There are things like what they call a SEP IRA, which is a simple employee pension plan IRA. There's also simple IRAs. And if you're an individual out there, if you're a small business owner, I think you should be participating in these type of retirement plans that will allow you to participate in the full economy that's really kind of going on strong right now. I think some of the times I've been on before, some people say, well, I really can't participate in that, or what can you do if you're a small business? These are some things that you can do. You can start a solo 401k or a small 401k. And even simpler, you can start a simple IRA or a SEP IRA.
And I got a quick question for you, because Marshawn Baines says, what is a 401k?
A 401k is essentially one of the 401k is the tax section. And what it allows you to do is to have deferred retirement earnings. So for 401k, what will happen is you will get a tax break now. If you contribute $1,000 to your 401k, it's just like you never earned that 401k. You can take it, put it in the 401k, and invest it. And then when you become 59 and a half, you can draw it out tax deferred. So now it has all those years of tax deferred growth, which is a very, very great benefit. Okay. Especially with the economy. Last year, the S&P 500 was up about 20%. So you earn 20% and don't have to pay any taxes on it. That's a great deal.
Okay.
So now thank you for asking that question, and we'll do some shout outs in a minute, but along the lines of maybe let's offer up some definitions, because I think sometimes what happens in people not investing in these things because questions like that they don't understand per se. And so I think about just the scripture, just to add the faith-based piece. Proverbs 29:18 says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. And that can be true of our finances because of things we don't know. So maybe if you could give us some working definitions like you did just for the 401k, what about the SEP, which we're going to talk about, a SEP, and maybe a traditional IRA and a Roth. So maybe can you give those brief descriptions?
Oh, certainly.
Okay.
Certainly. Traditional IRA is for you as an individual. You can take and make a contribution to your IRA. You can make $6,500 to a traditional IRA and get a tax break on your tax return for that, for a traditional IRA. And that's a great thing. And what we have also, we have a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is a little different than a traditional IRA, is that the Roth IRA, you don't get the tax break up front, but once you contribute the money, you never have to pay taxes on it again. With a traditional IRA, when you pull the money out at the end, when you're 59 and a half or older, you just have to pay the taxes on what you pull out. For a Roth IRA, since you pay the taxes up front, there's no more taxes ever again. And that's a great benefit. So if you're going and you can start that when you're in your 20s, just imagine when you get to your 70s, you got, maybe 50-some years of tax-free growth that you're going to be able to pull out and not have to pay any taxes on. Man, that is a tremendous
So let me ask you this, because I've heard a lot about the Rothschilds. Is that what that's named after?
Not exactly, but if you are a Rothschild, that's an even better thing. And that's a kind of a more technical thing. So you inherit a Roth IRA, you could be a Rothschild. Very easy.
Because of the wealth that you gain from that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I have to remember that. I have to call them a Rothschild. I have to do that.
All right.
I love that. So we have some people listening. I just want to give some shout outs real quick. And then I have a question, Reggie, along the lines again of the statistics that you just shared. So Linda Wiggins Parker, welcome. Thank you so much for listening. Love you so much. Marshawn Baines, thank you so much for listening. She said we are human, which is why we need spirituality. And Marshawn Baines, she said he's off the market. I think, do you mean is he single? If so, yes, he's off the market. But if not, please clarify what you mean. He's married.
I'm still taking clients. I'm still
But
taking
he is
clients.
still accepting clients.
Yes,
Okay.
working clients. Yes, indeed.
That's
All
right.
Yes, paying clients that are interested in investment advice.
Yes, yes.
Certified financial planning.
Clean that up. Go ahead.
That's hilarious. Stay focused, Marshawn.
Keep all that in one sentence.
I love it.
Oh,
Hilarious. Well,
man.
you know your hairdo's working for you now.
Okay.
Okay, Thomas Hill, he says, greetings, RTVS Live. Thank you so much for listening. You
Hey,
get a
Thrill.
ding. Michael Stewart, family in the house. Hey, Trees. Hey, Reggie. Hey,
On the
Bud.
cuff.
We love you. Yes. Nestor Luis Cruz. Thank
Hey,
you
that's
so
my
much.
big
He
brother
says,
up
hey,
there
Ray.
in Massachusetts.
And-
Actually, he's in. I want to say he's in Italy.
Oh, wow.
He's visiting. I think he's thinking about moving to Italy, man.
Wow.
So he showed some pictures of a big old house.
Nice.
All right, man. Good luck with that,
I
bro.
can't think of anything to say in Italian right
Yeah.
now except ciao bella.
Ciao bella. Or Prince Spaghetti Day.
Ravioli.
Ravioli.
Okay, and then my Sean Bain says financial advisor is awesome. And she already asked what is a 401k, so we've defined that. Yogi with 2 eyes, Yolanda Barnes. Oh my gosh, so excited to be able to be with her this past weekend. She
Yes.
offered such great words of wisdom. Thank you for listening. And Michael Stewart said he never had a chance to be on the market. We need to get back focused. So, guys, today, Ray,
yes,
we are
I'm
here
sorry.
with Isaac
There we
Reginald
go.
Allen of Stalwart Financial Planning. He is a certified financial planner, and we are here to
Yes.
discuss retirement planning for small business. And so, Reggie, you were just sharing some statistics about the number of, and I should say the lack of, small businesses that have 401ks in the U.S. based on the number of employees they have, right? Categorized
Correct.
by that. So why do you think small business owners don't, I have my thoughts because I'm a small business owner, but why do you think some small business owners don't invest in 401k plans or have retirement planning as something that's in the forefront?
I think that a lot of them want to say, I want to get around to it. I'll do it later. Once my business really gets up and running, I'll do that. But I think, and then the other part can be the expense there, or what they think may be the expense. And one of the great things I try to work with clients is try to show, hey, it's going to be very simple if you want to start one. I mean, you can start this SEP IRA, we want to call it, and pretty much, I help clients kind of get started, and for maybe around $150, they can start their SEP IRA, and then they can contribute up to $55,000 to that SEP IRA if their business is doing it. And it's not going to cost them any more than that. So it's a very inexpensive way to get savings. And then the other part about it is it's a tax break for their business, an incredible tax break for their business. So I think that it's one of the great things you can do. The other things with SEP IRA, I know it's tax time, is that if you open up a SEP IRA now, you can make deductions from your 2017 taxes. Yes, I said that right. 2017 is one of the few things that you can do in 2018 that will impact what you did in 2017.
So
kind
for
of going back in time.
So for the layperson, what that means is if they take money and put it into a SEP IRA, then they can add that as a deduction on their 2017, or subtract that as a deduction from their 2017 taxes.
Exactly.
Okay. So for those of you that think that working with a certified financial planner or having a retirement plan for your business is expensive, it's not. He just shared that you can get started with Stalwart Financial Planning, get your SEP set up for $150, which is such a great opportunity. But not only that, it's a benefit to you because you start planning for your retirement, and it's a tax deduction. There's a tax benefit to that. But also maybe talk about, so Dalton and I will share with you guys that Dalton and I met with Reggie, and one of the things that we were concerned about was when we left our full-time jobs 9 years ago, we both I had a 403B, and they was fully funded, and Dalton had, I think, something similar. He worked for the government. But then throughout establishing our business, Reggie would probably cringe when I say this out loud. We emptied those accounts out to live. And so we had to live on that money as we built our business and as we walked out in faith. But what happened was, over time, Dalton and I always had in the back of our minds, we need to start planning again for retirement. I'm 49. He's 45, and we went to Reggie and we asked, hey, is it too late? Like, is it over for us? So we've talked about that on other shows.
Right.
When you've come on before, is it too late? And you said, no, it's never too late to start. And so Dalton and I met with Reggie, had an amazing appointment. And what he did was, we initially met about a SEP, which is a
Self-employment pension plan,
self-employment
IRA.
pension plan, IRA. And that is a pension plan that you set up through your business for your employees, correct?
Yes.
And then we set that up. He met with us, talked with us about our risk tolerance, explained everything that we needed to know so that we understood what he was talking about. Because sometimes it can be intimidating to meet with a financial planner or meet with an investor because you don't really understand what's being discussed. Right. And so he was did a great job at helping us understand what we were getting into and why it was important, but never gave us any pressure to move forward. It gave us the space to consider all the options that were there. So then we came back and set up a traditional IRA, and so now we have just started that process of rebuilding again. So I'm really sharing this so that I can encourage you that if you're a small business owner and you think that you don't have it in your budget, you do, and you really can't afford not to. Because you don't want to work the rest of your life. You want your business to work for you, and that's the whole point, is to begin to pour into your business so it can pour back into you. So please know that Isaac is an amazing person to work with, both because of his knowledge and his ability to make it accessible and affordable for anyone that is ready to do some financial planning and get themselves on the right track. So along those lines, one of the things that you talked about as far as people not getting started is because they feel they can't afford it. I wanted to address the fear factor that comes with not knowing. So when you start talking about tax deductions and IRAs and what can happen with the SEP, etc., for me, I think I start getting a Charlie Brown swirl. Now that I know you, I don't. But how do you help people that feel that this is over their head or outside of their ability to understand? How can you help them get over that fear factor and reach out? Does that make sense?
Yes, I mean, I think, education is always powerful in all these topics, and sometimes you just have to hear it more than once. You can come through, and I really like to talk about this. This is something I'm passionate about,
we can tell.
and I give free consultations. I always tell people, come on in, sign up, come on in, call me up. I love to talk to you about it, and we can go through and try to make you get comfortable with that. And then the big thing I think a lot of times with people, where I really kind of get them, is they say, hey, you're going to get a tax deduction. People always say, especially when they start paying taxes this time of the year. You mean I can get a tax deduction? Then that piques their curiosity, and then they can come in, and then we can kind of talk a little more about, here's the benefits. And then it's a great recruiting tool when you have competitors out there, and then we talk about unemployment going down. Now you're trying to hire someone, and you can come out and say, hey, I got a retirement plan for my employees as part of my business. That can definitely be something that's going to be something that will put you above your competition that's out there. And it can be cheap, and not want to say cheap, it can be inexpensive for you to be able to participate in that and be able to create a great benefit for yourself and for your employees.
And so what that means when you say tax deduction, just to make sure that I'm translating it correctly, is if you're someone who owes taxes, because of what you've made in your business, and you put the right amount into this SEP or this IRA, you can actually reduce the amount of taxes that you end up owing. Correct?
Yes, exactly.
Annually.
Yes. So a SEP IRA is a deduction for the business. So if you're a business owner and you want to reduce your tax expenses, you can make a contribution, and it's just like funding any other expense. And that expense, even though it's a tax retirement contribution for your own personal retirement, it is a deduction for your business, even though you're contributing to yourself. So I think it's a win-win for the small business owner.
And that's huge, because it's a way also to keep more money in your business and less money that you're paying the government. Because what we plan on is, as a small business owner, Dalton and I noticed this as we were coming through the first, 5 years, you have losses, but you don't want to operate at a loss forever. And I think sometimes we can have that small business mindset that, well, as long as I operate at a loss, I won't have to pay taxes. But you actually want to get to the point that your business is actually bringing in income, but don't avoid income and building your business because of fear of paying taxes. That's why you go to a certified financial planner, so that you can understand what to do with that overflow or that increase of finances, so that you can keep it. Correct?
Exactly. You want to keep it. You want your money working as hard for you and for your business as possible. Exactly. Because we all out there, we're working very hard in our businesses to be able to make them prosperous and everything else. And I think being able to turn and say, hey, I'm not just negating everything I've done for retirement at the same time is a strong thing for me. It's a strong influence for me, and for me, what I'm doing personally, to be able to still contribute to my retirement as I'm going along.
Amen. Okay, so you had some other stats that you wanted to share that were really important as far as what's happening Is there something else that you could share that will help us as small business owners?
So before you share that, let's go ahead and share your number so I can post that up for people that want to get that free consultation and everything.
Okay, certainly. You can go to, my number is 910-867-8464. And you can go, again, that's 910-867-8464. And you can also go to my website, stalwartplanning.com. And there's a link on there that says free consultation or something like that. And you can just click on that link and you can schedule a phone call or get acquainted session or some time with me, and be glad to talk to you based on that.
Good stuff, Reggie.
Thanks. Yeah, and we're talking about some of the stats. We were talking about the 401ks and other things. So the average 401k, again, that's the retirement plan that's out there. The person has $23,000 in it. That's the median retirement plan out there now. And so just think, if you're going to try to get into retirement and you're going to survive for years and years, $23,000 really isn't going to cut it.
No.
So you're going to need more than that. And if you're out on your own and you don't have a plan, I think that's again key that you have one. Mm-hmm. And people who even have businesses where they work that have 401k plans, employees are only participating in like 41% clip rate. So if you're at a company that has a 401k, please contribute, because you're really able to be able to have your own financial independence one day.
It's true.
And what I call financial independence, and you get to decide whether you want to work or not. You don't decide, hey, I got to keep working. You can decide, hey, is it worth me working? Am I getting benefit out of this job? Or is it something creative or something that I really want to do? If not, maybe you can go and move on and do something else.
That's true. And then would you suggest that they participate up to the full extent of the match? Because some companies have a matching 401k program. So would you say they should go? So if the company matches dollar for dollar, of course, that's a no-brainer. But I think there's a certain percentage that companies match up to.
Yes. Yeah. Some companies match, some companies don't. I think you have to look, to be honest, at the expenses. All 401k plans aren't created equal. Some of them are more expensive than others. And I have actually run into a few 401k plans where I've actually told the person not to contribute, believe it or not. It's hard to believe, but it depends on the expenses of the plan. But the wide majority of them, you should contribute at least to the match. That's free money. Get the free money out of it, contribute. And if you can, contribute the maximum amount that you can. And for 2018, the most you can contribute is $18,500. And then if you're over the age of 50, you can contribute an additional $5,500.
So when you talk about those contributions, I have a question there. Corey Kent, is that what you put the information? So Corey asked how he get in contact with you, and I think Ray shared that information. So Corey, definitely check the feed. But Reggie, in terms of, or Oz, excuse me, in terms of those people that want to invest that amount, I think what could come up sometimes is, again, we're talking about small business owner, and I don't want to count people's money, but let's think about just the regular everyday Joe that does want to start this. But they don't know how to find $18,000 within their current budget. Do you assist, what other services do you offer in addition to investment, consultations and things of that nature? Do you do any type of budget assistance for helping people?
Yeah, definitely. People come in, they may want to come in and create a budget or construct a budget or even enhancement of their budget, and just try to see where they may be able to find the extra money to start a savings plan. And I'll often talk about, hey, starting a savings plan, and you don't have to have a fortune to start saving one, right? And so really out there, if you can just start carving out 1%, 1% and contribute. And the great thing about a 401k, since it's coming out tax deferred, if you put 1%, you're not going to lose a full 1% of that in your income for take home. Because if you had earned that $1, part of it would have been taxed by the federal government and by the state. So if you contribute that and it's taken out before taxes, you aren't going to lose that full amount.
So, okay, go ahead. Did you have a question? Were you going to say something?
No, just for instance, if you're in a 28% tax bracket and you contribute on a federal level, that means that $1, instead of it being $1 less you're going to get, it's going to be the 28 cents. So you're still going to have, so it's 72 cents. So it only really costs you the 28 cents. So you still have some money that are still coming in. So it's not going to be dollar for dollar that's going to lose from your net paycheck to start contributing.
So if I understand you correctly, then you're saying the person should consider at least doing 1% of their net paycheck.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they should start out. A lot of times people come in and they say, hey, I can't contribute anything. And where we try to start, let's start saving at least 1%. Okay, then next year when you get a raise, or the next time you get a pay increase, up it another percent. So now you're saving 2%. So if you got a 3% pay raise, let's say you got a 3% pay raise, you save an extra percent. Now you still got a 2% pay raise, but you're also contributing more to your retirement.
So let's do the math on that. You do the math because I'm that's
Okay.
abiding your call, and I'm a talk show. I'm a segment host.
Don't come over here.
Exactly.
Just because I'm taking a
Let's
class
stay on
don't
this
mean nothing. I don't need no
Well,
more
let's do the
stats.
finance. Exactly. That's why you're a pack, and you're a wolf pack, and I'm a Bronco. I'm a qualitative major, not quantitative. But I was going to say that, can you do the math for us? So what would that look like on average if a person makes, say, $2,000 a month net or $1,800 a month net? What would that 1% look like for them?
So the 1%, so that's what, 180 that they'll be able to contribute to their 401k, and so they're just going through, and the 180, and instead of being really 180 that's coming out of their actual paycheck, let me go ahead and I'll do the math the old-fashioned way with the calculator. So it's only cost. So they would go through, and instead of seeing the 128, they would see essentially 129 that they look like they saved or contribute. So it'd be equivalent, even though there's 180, it's only really 129 that they actually saw a difference in their paycheck.
So they could divide that in half and do 64.50, or I'm sorry, 94.50 or whatever, 129, 64.50. So they could do that every other paycheck, right?
It depends on what their
system looks
their
like.
system looks like.
Okay.
So I wouldn't go with that. So monthly, that's
You don't
coming
make it that
out.
simple. Okay.
It can't be, because usually payroll is where you have to go and sign up and say, hey, I want to make these these contributions, and you may be able to change it that often, but you don't want to do that.
Okay.
So I would say just go with the 1%. 1% is a good, easy amount to go through, and then when you get your next pay increase that.
So, as a coach, there's a question that, we always ask our clients, and it's sort of a miracle question, but the miracle question really in this instance is, what would be, we know the benefit, but what would happen if people just never, if small business owners or even people listening that are employees never took the opportunity to build a retirement fund? What would be the worst case scenario?
I mean, the worst case scenario to me is that you go through, you come to the end and you say, hey, I really want to, maybe this business has changed. It's not something I'm so excited about anymore, and I want to go and do something different, but you can't. You're stuck. Where are you going? You have to keep working, and you say, man, this is really becoming a grind. And especially if you're a self-employed, I think a lot of times you're out there trying to work for your passion and the passion that you're doing. And when it becomes a real job, that really takes away from that. And I think that would be the big negative, is that now you're in there and you're working for the money now only, and that would take away from the passion. It would take away from mine. That would be a disappointment.
It cripples creativity too. If you're a creative, or even every day, I think about, so Dalton is the creative, I'm the CEO, so it affects you. It's like, this is a drag. Like, it's not fun anymore. And so one of the things that you've given us back in our business is hope. And I want to thank you for that on air. And so anyone listening, you can respond. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, most definitely. I tell you, sometimes when you get there, and it really does education, and I really want to free people up to be able to dream bigger. And I know that's one of my big flaws personally. I always want to be able to dream bigger. And I often think about back when I was studying and thinking about going to college, I was thinking, hey, I want to be an engineer. How many different types of engineers are there? Oh, I think there's an electrical engineer, computer science, there's a computer engineer. That was it, but then I'll get there, there's aerospace, there's all these other different types, and I just didn't have the knowledge or even ability to dream that big. So I think when you be able to do that, you really do create that dream and allow people to dream bigger and be able to achieve more.
And something that's big and that's on my heart and is debt freedom. And so how does a certified financial planner such as yourself help people to begin to not only operate and understand budgeting and understand how to begin investing, or small business owners building a retirement, but can you assist people with having the knowledge to begin to become debt-free?
Yes, yeah, debt-free is a big thing amongst a lot of people, and to go through and do that is really, I think you want to go through and start with a budget. And I always talk to a client and say, well, yeah, maybe I don't want to have a budget, maybe I shouldn't have a budget. I said, where do you work? You think they have a budget? Most definitely they have a budget. And why do they have a budget? Because that's what they can plan against. And then in going through and becoming debt-free, just kind of looking at your budget and trying to see, where can I make differences, and to be able to do that. And sometimes it's very difficult. It's not easy. I can know my wife and I, Angela, we went through and we got in some really big arguments trying to create a budget a few times. There was one year we couldn't even make a budget. The argument was so bad. But we kind of come back to it and said, hey, we know this is important to be able to do that. And then once you're able to go through and set the budget, you can start saying, you have debt, you can start putting something to start tackling the debt that you get there. And then once you can get to the point where you can start investing, it's very much like a snowball. You'll look there one day, there won't be much, and then the next day you see it's growing, and then it will grow exponentially. That's the power of compounding. When you start growing exponentially, and that's where the excitement, and I think that's where the magic happens. And I'm working with clients who started out doing things, so let's just start putting that 1%, just start putting a little something there. And then when you start seeing it grow, that's where the magic and power, and they say, man, I want to make it grow more. I want to see it grow faster. And say, hey, we'll just put a little more there. And you'll see the magic. It's just like, hey, you got a plant. Once you start seeing it sprout, you will start to attend that plant more. You start make sure it has the right amount of sunlight, fertilizer, water, and everything else to be able to make it grow. And it's the same thing with your retirement and your savings plan.
That's awesome. And so I was sharing that piece about Isaac giving Dalton and I hope, because I want that for you guys listening. Like, this definitely is not a sales pitch by any means, because Isaac and I were talking out in the green room and just sharing how with what we do, I won't even say the work, this is really a service. Even though we get paid, it's really, the pay is a byproduct of really being a service to our community. But it really is about having great partnerships and relationships. So if you are someone that's listening today, you're watching, and you didn't think that you had the opportunity or the capacity as a small business owner to begin planning for retirement, or you're someone, I'll let you give us the age group, but I'm thinking 25 and up, or maybe even younger, 18 and up, that wants to start building wealth. It's never too late. It's never too early to start, and it's never too late to start. But I want to leave you, my word for today is hope. And Isaac offers that. Not only does he offer hope, he offers such a wealth of knowledge and the ability to help you understand the ins and outs of retirement planning and budgeting and investing. So I definitely encourage you to reach out. But today, know that there is hope. And that's what I would like to share.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
and this is what hope looks like.
You said what?
I said this is what hope looks like.
Amen. I love it. This is the face of hope.
Yes,
Look, you should feel some pressure, Isaac, right about now. In 5, 4, 3.
Yes.
Hope you my best friend.
Me and you, us never part.
Yes, but going out and starting a savings plan, whether it's a SEP IRA, a simple or 401k, it's easy to do, and setting up the right one. And definitely, I'll be glad to help anyone get started. And even if you have a plan out there right now, you want a second opinion on that, I'll be glad to give you a second opinion. Tell you, hey, yeah, what you're doing is great, it's fantastic. Or if you want to go through and say, hey, I'm looking to do this and it's maybe a little bit out, that's fine too. We can kind of point you in the right direction, maybe give you the right things to read, like literature, right things to look at, and say, hey, this is what you want to look to when you're going to put this all together. Because I want everyone to be, if you're a small business owner, I really do think you need to have some type of retirement plan for yourself, or you owe that to yourself, you owe that to your employees, to have one there for them. And if you can do that, I think it'll help your business, it'll help you, and that's what you're out there to do.
I definitely love it. I think that I don't think I know that I was speaking with a small business owner last week, and I shared your information, Isaac, and I was just sharing with her that as a small business owner, you need a team. And I want to hear your thoughts on this, but I believe that you need a CPA on your team, you need a certified financial planner, you need an attorney that specializes in the type of business that you specialize in, even if it's just for advice, that you need that team. But what are your thoughts about that in terms of small business owners having a valuable team in place?
Yes, definitely. You want to be able to put that team together so someone you can go to and you can trust their advice, and you don't feel like they're just out there trying to sell you something.
Right.
And that's one of the big things for me, for at least when I set up my business, is I don't sell any products. I just sell advice, and I didn't want that pressure. I'm not a salesman,
right?
And I just don't have that personality and drive. Even though I have to be out there selling to get my business to work, but I don't want to come off as a salesy person,
right?
And having to try to push something out there. And I want people to get really great advice, and that's one of the reasons that I have my tagline, robust advice for the ifs of life, is really to give you good factual advice out there if you need it.
Awesome. Cool. So Dalton Carter's watching. Dalton, thank you for joining us today. Love you so much.
And he wrote a book.
Oh, he did. He wrote a dissertation.
Go ahead and read it, girl.
Oh my
Read
goodness,
it.
it says Seymour. You know you wrote a lot of it says Seymour. Seymour, feed me Seymour. So it says Dalton shares, as small business owners, we were intimidated by the process of setting up a retirement plan, which is true. But Isaac made it super easy, and if we had known that it was that easy, we would have done it a long time ago. Don't wait, do it now, all caps, with the smiley face and the sunglasses. So it's true, and Dalton and I'm more forthcoming than he is with certain things. I believe in transparency, but more from a personal standpoint. But I think it's important that as we share our testimony, and that's just not me, but generally speaking, as we share that place, that it's going to help other people not have to walk through these hard knocks in theology, like my pastor used to call it. So thank you so much, Dalton, for sharing that. My Sean Bain says, yes, a team. It reads like A team, like the A team. I love the A team. And then
Mr.
Deb.
T. Mr. T.
Exactly. You gonna pity the fool. I'm gonna pity the fool. Don't have a retirement plan.
I'm not flying on
You
that
think
plane.
it's a game? And then, so let's see. Deb, favored one, Wiley, is listening. So thank you so much. She was referred by Mashawn Baines. Mashawn, no, you do not get a referral fee.
Yeah,
but
she was
thank you
asking about the referral fee. Is there a referral fee?
The Bible does say you have not because you asked not, but not today. No. And so, Isaac, is there anything else that you would like to share? I have one other question, but is there anything else that you would like to share that we haven't discussed as it relates to retirement planning for small business owners?
For retirement planning, just really for the small business owners that are out there, really can set it up. And then what I really like to do is set them up for these SEP IRAs in accounts that don't have fees, don't charge continuing fees. There's no minimum to get started with these accounts that I can set up. So definitely get out there, and if you can go out, you can research it on your own, but if you feel it's too much and you need a little helping hand, give me a call. I'll be glad to help you out.
And he will help. It's great help. And so there is a way, I know something you mentioned, that education is big for you. So can you share with us where people can find you, in the sense of you have this new, well, it's new to me, venture as it relates to you're educating people in the community through the Small Business Center.
Oh, yes.
So can you share with that what you have going on there?
Okay, so I also teach classes out at Fayetteville Tech, Fayetteville Tech Community College.
We're not going to hold that against you.
Yeah. So they.
It's for the people, man.
So this Thursday actually is a Roth IRA class.
Nice.
They're going through, so you can go through and sign up through Fayetteville Tech Continuing Education. There's other classes, stock market basics, getting introduction to investing. I think retirement budgeting and things like that are also out there, and they're also on my website. If you go to the events section on my website, that you can go through and see some of the upcoming classes that I'll be teaching out there.
That's awesome. So if you guys think about education, knowledge is power, and so if you want to have a greater understanding of some of the things that Isaac has shared today or that we've been discussing, and you don't know, I encourage you to go out. And so his website again is stalwartplanning.com, correct? Stalwartplanning.com, Isaac Reginald Allen. And then just along the lines of FTCC, when I was starting out in business and just starting out in my profession in healthcare, I started taking classes through the Small Business Center at FTCC, and those classes are amazing. It's worth, the investment amount is minimal for the classes. You can take a class anywhere from $25 and up to $300, but just the advice that you get and the networking that takes place in those classes is awesome, because you meet other business owners that are working in complementary businesses. You meet instructors like Isaac, so that you can actually get the knowledge that you need to be successful. So I definitely encourage you to do that. Let's see what else. So we've shared that. We share where people can find you. Now you have offices both in Fayetteville and
in Durham.
Okay.
So in Durham, so go through and Durham office. For people there, they can call me there. out on the website. You can go through there. But the easiest way really is to go through and just go to the website and schedule some time or appointment, and it'll go through both locations, the Fayetteville location and also the Durham location.
Now, our listening audience goes anywhere from, we're in Canada and
we're all over the world,
East Coast,
man.
West Coast. So
we're everywhere.
Do you do virtual appointments?
That's
I bring
right.
that up for that. Do you do any video or virtual appointments?
I do virtual appointments. I do. I have clients that I've actually never met face to face,
Nice.
so we go through and as long as they're in a state that I can work with them, we go through and we have clients and we have meetings, and as long as they have a high-speed connection, we can have a meeting.
That's awesome.
People asking about the music. You better talk to your cousin.
What happened? Oh, Ray,
That's
who
my-
is the music?
Ray,
Michael,
who's the music
stay
in the back?
focused. Michael,
Stay
is
focused, Michael.
You're so like ADD. Just kidding.
Okay, so I tell you what, Michael, I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer, but I'm expecting another bracelet sometime soon. Okay?
That's terrible.
Brother? Yes, indeed.
What do you call it? Extortion?
Yeah, I'm extorting you live on social media. All right, so this is 50 Cent
Is it?
in the club.
Okay.
Well, not in the club, but I don't know the name of the song, but it's 50 Cent, man. Just Google 50 Cent. And we don't want to say that because I don't want to be back in Facebook prison, man. It's just the instrumental.
So maybe just let's delete that part when you go back and edit the video.
I do have copyrights to play the music that you
Amen.
So
on
you're
here.
saying 50 cents that you're contributing to your SEP IRA.
That's right,
That's
yeah.
it.
50
That's
cents,
it.
yeah, 50
This is the
cents.
musical ad. This is the musical dialogue of that.
Right. Oh, they can't get me for instrumentals.
So Isaac, thank you so much for coming on. You are just such a gift to us and such a wealth of knowledge. And definitely, if you have joined us today, if you joined late, I encourage you to go back and watch the beginning of the video, as Ray says. But more importantly, we invite you to reach out to Isaac Reginald Allen of Stalwart Financial Planning. He is a certified financial planner, and he is able to not only meet with you in Fayetteville and in Durham, he also teaches classes at Fayetteville Technical Community College here in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and does virtual meetings and consultations. He offers free consultations, and he shares with us that he offers robust advice for the ifs of life. And so we really encourage you today to begin not thinking about, but moving forward to plan for your retirement as a small business owner. And if you're not a small business owner, but you need help with understanding your 401k, that you begin to reach out, let Isaac help you, advise you, and give you that push forward, both for investments and budgeting as well. So Isaac, thank you so much. Tell people again where they can find you, and if there's anything else that you want to share before we wrap up today.
Sure, they can find me at stalwartplanning.com. And
I have to go ahead and fix my post because I done like the wide receiver from the Steelers, Stalwart. So
Stalwart.
it's Stalwart.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Stalwart.
So I have to go and I'll go and
Okay,
edit
go
that
do
real
that.
quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, reach out there. You can also reach me local at 910-867-8464. Be glad to talk to you.
Awesome. And
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Yeah, Ray, did you have anything?
Yes, of course. I'm earning my bracelet right now. See, y'all get on the cuff. Y'all get on the cuff. You see that right here.
Thank you
The
for the
Jamaican
shout out to
inspired.
Michael Stewart.
Yes, indeed, on the
Yeah.
cuff. I'm down with on the cuff. I rock on the cuff every day. That's all I'm saying, Michael.
Cufflinks too. Cufflinks too.
Yeah,
That's right.
cufflinks, yes.
But I'm
Beautiful
just not
word.
wearing a long sleeve shirt today. But I am wearing an on the cuff bracelet. Yes, indeed. So thank you. I know bracelets smell, Michael.
I thought you had something important to share.
No,
in relation to the
Disco
topic
Inferno is
at
the name of the song,
hand.
by the
Okay.
way, by 50 Cent. I just
Okay,
got the
great.
name of it, Disco Inferno.
Okay, great.
All right, yes, indeed.
So,
Oh,
guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Dr. Patrice Carter, and this has been In Your Face and In Your Ear. And I am here every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we talk about topics that are real, raw, and relevant. We are focused this entire year on issues and information and things that are related to men and how we can help men to be better. And so today Isaac came because we were talking about finances, and even though we put a spin on it, we talked about retirement planning for small businesses, we really want men to begin to get positioned also so that they can begin to lead their families and lead their businesses and have financial savvy and acumen to do that. So I think that's very important. So he will be with us quarterly as long as he continues to, be willing to come on and share. But he is our resident certified financial planner. He's such a wealth of knowledge, and I'm excited about him being here because I feel that he, every time I come into your presence, it just elevates the intellect and elevates our knowledge about finances, and it removes the fear. And I think that is something that is really important, that we begin to stop being afraid of money and discussions about money, and acknowledging that we are able to and desire wealth and deserve wealth. So thank you for being again, part of the conversation and part of the RTVS Live family.
You're welcome.
Yes,
I always say, starve the fear and feed the dreams.
Amen.
He has a lot of sayings.
He does. Good sayings,
Sure
too.
do.
Starve the fear and feed the
Yeah, put those on some shirts, man.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I stole that one from a country song.
Okay, but they haven't put it on a shirt yet, though.
Yeah, we don't know who
Go
they
ahead,
are.
put it on your shirt. Put it on your shirt.
And so if you guys want to learn more about me as Ray turns the camera back, it's all about
Oh,
me.
wow,
Ray.
look-
Marsha. No,
I thought I was the director here.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
So you guys can reach me on drpatricecarter.com. That is my website. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So I would love to connect. And I am the founder of the Breakpoint Coaching Collective. So if you are someone that you feel God has called you to become a certified Christian life coach, then that is something that I do. I certify, equip, and train Christian life coaches. And so I would love to know more about you and to meet you.
All right, so coming up next Monday on the program. Oh, you don't know? I already know, but okay. Well,
I try to stay in the moment.
okay. Well, we have to pre-tease here at the radio station.
Thank you so much for being such a wonderful producer.
I'm like, wow, in the moment. Okay. Well,
I have a feeling, is it women making a difference?
Yes.
Okay, so awesome.
It's just
Go
trying to
ahead.
tie in your next segment.
Thank you so much. And listen, I'm glad you brought that up because on March 24th, I will be one of many speakers at the Women Making a Difference conference that is happening at Conference Room B. But more exciting than that is our keynote speaker is Pastor Marilyn Hickey, who is a world-renowned theologian and minister and reverend. And she is coming down. And this conference is based around Esther 2:19 and really is going to prepare women that want to begin to make a difference in their life, their community, their business, and really show up in the fullness of what God has called them to. So come out and join us next Monday here on the RTVS Live on In Your Face and In Your Ear, 1 p.m. My guests will be Alexandria Brimage and Aurora Kroll, and we will talk all about the details of the upcoming Women Making a Difference conference. Super excited. Thanks for the reminder, Ray.
See how that's called a tease, Doc?
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah. Now, Reg, any shout-outs?
To my wife Angela.
Okay.
So that's and then my brother Eric and my sister Kay. So
Hi, sister.
All right.
Okay. And then I would like to say thanks Patrice for inviting me on and Ray for being on. It's always a great
pleasure,
time.
man.
It really is. I really always have a great time, and you make it so easy to come out here and do it.
Thanks for blessing us with the information, man, because it's definitely needed. And as the doc said, we as a people, we're afraid to talk about health and wealth in regards to how, do we get it? How do we maintain it? How do we put it away for the future generation? Yeah. So it's really important that we have that. So looking forward to seeing you quarterly. Quarterly. Yes, indeed. All right, right around the corner, we'll celebrate birthdays, so stick around.
More of the Ray Thomas Variety Show is coming up on BroncoIRadio.com.
BroncoIRadio.com is getting real, raw, and relevant with Dr. Patrice Carter. She's in your face and in your ear.
This is Dr. Patrice Carter. Will the real you please stand up? Join me and my guests, Alexandria Brimage and Aurora Kroll of the Women Making a Difference Conference, coming to Fayetteville, North Carolina on March 24th at Cape Fear Conference B headquarters from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. as we will have a keynote speaker, Dr. Marilyn Hickey, and yours truly, Dr. Patrice Carter, as one of the event conference speakers. Join us as we learn about this amazing event and how this event is coming to bring breakthrough and breakout to the women of Cumberland County. We're going to have conference discussions and details around how to change your financial future, how women can control their health, being your own boss, and expanding your horizons. Choose your best life now. Get more information by logging on to www.drpatricecarter.com.
This has been In Your Face and In Your Ear with Dr. Patrice Carter. Real, raw, and relevant. A public service of BroncoIRadio.com. Student radio from Fayetteville State University. We're proud to be. Fayetteville State University presents It's Another Seabrook Performance Series. The Gospel Explosion. Get ready for Dr. Ricky Dillard and Choir. Dr. Ricky Dillard and Choir. The Gospel Explosion. Saturday, Saturday, March 17th, 6 p.m. at the J.W. Seabrook Auditorium. Get your tickets now. Tickets may be purchased at etix.com and FSU Seabrook box office. Call 910-672-1724. J.W. Seabrook Auditorium, 1200 Murchison Road in Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's the Gospel Explosion, featuring Dr. Ricky Dillard and choir. Tickets are on sale now. $25 for general admission. $20 for alumni, faculty and staff, and military. Student tickets only $5. It's the Gospel Explosion, featuring Dr. Ricky Dillard and choir. It's another Seabrook Performance Series. Be there.
Welcome to BroncoiRadio.com, a commercial, non-commercial educational radio station licensed to Fayetteville State University. BroncoiRadio.com is designed to integrate the student into the practical hands-on operation of a radio station. Students have the opportunity to hold staff and executive staff positions or work within those positions with student-led management. The station is an internet-operated station designed specifically as an educational experience. Broadcasting is an interesting, ever-changing field with job opportunities in many different areas. As a student operator or community volunteer, you may also involve yourself in numerous station activities from live remotes to fundraisers to all aspects of radio production, programming, and promotion. The more skills you can acquire, and the better you are at each of these skills, the greater the number of doors that will open to you when you start the great job search after graduation. BroncoiRadio.com offers a tremendous opportunity, and it can be your first crucial step to a career in radio broadcasting. Here at BroncoiRadio.com, emphasis is placed on the individual involvement of all aspects of station operation, including news, sports, music programming, production, sales, traffic, promotion, and public affairs. As you begin working at BroncoiRadio.com, you'll find that every effort has been made to create a professional radio environment. Here you'll have a lot of fun, but you will also learn the skills, techniques, and discipline necessary to enter the professional radio field. Log on to www.bronco-iradio.com to get more information.
Need money for college? Thurgood Marshall College Fund has partnered with the U.S. Department of Defense to offer HBCU students up to $38,000 a year in SMART scholarships and a job with the Department of Defense following graduation. Students majoring in the sciences, research, or engineering with a cumulative 3.0 GPA are eligible. Visit smart.asee.org to apply.
Now, back to the Ray Thomas Variety Show.
And it's that time of the afternoon where we celebrate the things that we call birthdays, because we say birthdays are the first day. Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to celebrate the birthdays on this, the 12th day of March 2018. Hope you're staying dry out there, man. A lot of precipitation in Fayetteville, North Carolina today, right? So it's raining, it's wet, it's cold, it's just nasty out. Stay dry, y'all. All right? All right, my celebrity friends that are celebrating birthdays today, my Cambridge homie, Letitia Pelham Parker. Happy birthday to you, Letitia. As well as Colette Queen Nessa Cunningham is 47 years young today. Happy birthday to you. My other Cambridge homie, Jason Stewart. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Also, Terrence Bozeman is celebrating a birthday today in the Queen City of Charlotte. Happy birthday, T. Also, Claricia Greaves is 37 years young today. Alyssa Dwarica, graduate of Fayetteville State University. Happy birthday to you, my friend. Also, bassist of Pete Everett and the Total Package Band, Pete Everett, 60 years young today. Happy birthday to you, my friend. And many more. Also, Tayron Golden is 29 years young today. And fellow broadcaster Jerry Smith over there at 103.9 The Light, program director over there, is celebrating his birthday. Happy birthday to you, Jerry. Also, Joshua Wolfgang Smith is 34 years young. And to everybody else celebrating, may today be the best day of your life and many more to come. And happy birthday from all of us here at the RTVS Live. With that being said, here comes the birthday song from our good friend Cynthia Jones. She simply says, happy birthday. Sing along if you know the lyrics. Happy birthday to you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. No one else deserves it more than you do. Today is your day, and I want to say Happy birthday, hey, hey, that's all we gonna play. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it. Once again, thanks to the Fire, Larry Rivera. I ignite each and every Monday from noon until 12:50. And, of course, the Dr. Patrice J. Carter, as well as our guest, Isaac Reggie Stalwart. Actually, Alan of Stalwart Financial Planning. Thanks for all that great information, man. Hey, In Your Face is not my place, just in your ear and on your radio. It's BroncoIRadio.com, emanating from historic Fayetteville State University, where we are in the midst of celebrating our sesquicentennial anniversary. Now, speaking about that anniversary, big concert coming up. Yes, Dr. Ricky Dillard will be in concert as the Seabrook Performance Series continues this Saturday, March 17th, 6 p.m. at the J.W. Seabrook Auditorium. Advance tickets are $25 for general admission and $20 for faculty, staff, alumni, and the military. Only $20. And $5 with a student ID for all students, man. So want to make sure your face is in the place. Go to etix.com to order your tickets now or call the J.W. Seabrook box office at 910-672-1724. Love to see your face in the place. All right, I'm out of here, man. In Your Face, not my place, just in your ear and on your radio. Till we do it again tomorrow afternoon, Lord willing. Make sure you tell the ones that you love them while you still got them around, because tomorrow is promised to no one. As usual, Howard Hewitt, Say Amen, takes us home. Listen to the lyrics. It's something I live by. Kiaka Hana Kiaka means I'm always thinking about you. Until then, we say peace. Be blessed. The beam, the bridge, the bay. It's a B. Don't get it twisted. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day. Malcolm, let them know.
It's time to say goodbye for now.